Man. So Daniel Jones sucked. This is what the title's going to be about? Do you realize this dude has been having the worst O-line in his career? They can't block nothing. They can't block a piece of tissue. They can't block nothing. The only thing their fat-ass linemen is blocking is any type of vegetable that comes their fat-ass way. Whether it comes to the spinach, the lettuce, the green beans, the sprouts, any of those vegetables, their fat ass is going to do the best job in their fucking lives. Alright? When it comes to them cheeseburgers and everything else, bro, they're going to fold under pressure. Just like how they fold under pressure in them NFL games. Okay? Now, like them linemen is the worst. Talking about Daniel Jones. I'm going to be honest, guys. Let's be honest. Daniel Jones, from my eyes, he's had good moments, okay? That preseason game he played, that first quarter, was terrible. I'll say that, yes. But he got off an ACL injury, okay? Saquon, the year before he left us, like literally the year before, he had an ACL injury. And then when he came back, he was a little bit rusty, and then he had a great season, all right? Now, he's going to have a little bit of rust. That's going to happen, all right? But if you don't see that second quarter and tell me he played a pretty good game, you're just a fucking idiot. Seriously, that first quarter, you can have it. Yes, he was terrible. That second quarter, I don't want to hear it. If he plays like that in the second quarter, we're going to have a great season, bro. And the Eagles is going to be sucking my cheeks. Damn, Eagles, I don't know who I hate more, the Cowboys or the Eagles, man. Them dudes just be pissing me off, bro. So Daniel Jones sucks. We're going to see what sucks about him, all right?
Daniel Jones is costing the Giants $48 million.
Do you realize that's mediocre contract money now? Bro, people's getting paid like $55 million. Dak Prescott about to get like $60 million. And he hasn't even, dude, literally hasn't done that much in the playoffs. Daniel Jones literally won a playoff game with practice squad players. I don't want to hear this, bro. No.
This season, he's terrible. He's stuck as the starter.
If you give him a line and you give him weapons, he's not going to be terrible.
And it's going to be a very, very long year for the Giants at quarterback. We all expected it to be bad, but it's going to be way worse than I think.
Do you realize we got Malik Neighbor? Bro, you're going to... We have Malik Neighbors. I don't care what y'all say. He's better than Marvin Harrison. We have Malik Neighbors, the best receiver in the draft, the LSU leading reception leader, okay? And that dude was balling in the preseason. He had one drop, yeah, that he probably messed up on, but he was balling. How you going to say it's going to be a terrible season? We gave him weapons. Our line played pretty good. You see haters like this, bro. You just... Who is your team? Who is your team? I want to hear who your team is, bro. And we got Jalen Hyatt. And we got Wandale. Bro, CeeDee Lamb praised Wandale Robinson. He literally praised him, saying he's an elite route runner, bro. Oh, if we go to playoffs, man, just wait. I can't wait, bro.
Think we ever could have imagined, and he just put up a truly disastrous
I just said he put up a bad first quarter. The second quarter he brought up. You just want to point out the negatives, right? You just want to point out the bad. But anytime he does something good, you never want to point out a beat like, oh yeah, that was a lucky throw. How was that a lucky throw? Do you realize this dude in like 2021 was the best deep pass accurate like quarterback in the league? Do you know that? No, you don't. No.
Preseason performance in his first game back. Usually vets don't play too much in the preseason and don't need to. He's coming off of an injury, but man, he might just need to. He needs the reps. He looked really
obviously
bad.
He's going to need the reps.
Already wasn't exactly the best NFL quarterback, but then he tore his ACL last season back on November 5th. And this was our first time actually seeing him back on the field, and it wasn't pretty. The first quarterback for him was brutal. brutal. He almost threw a pick on his very first pass of the game. Luckily, he didn't throw a pick that drive, but he did on the next 2 drives. His second drive of the game was brutal. The Giants were really backed up near their own end zone, and Jones ended up getting pressured.
Jones should have threw it out of bounds. I don't know why you're trying to if you're getting pressure like that, throw it out of bounds. Like,
really bad ball, pretty much right to Jalen Petrie, who has a walk-in pick 6.
No, just
really
gave it to
looked a lot like me playing college football 25 online. Jones did say after the game he should have thrown it at his tight end's feet, Theo Johnson. That one was just really bad. The 2 interceptions always look bad on the stat sheet, but I will say the second one wasn't that bad. He was trying to get the ball into Jalen Hyatt, but Derek Stingley is there playing really good coverage. And of course, Stingley's going to beat Hyatt on a one-on-one, I would say 90% of the time at this point in their careers. And he ends up picking it off. No.
I mean, that one, yeah, it could have really been 50-50, honestly. I mean, maybe Jalen could have got it. I don't know, but
interception's good, especially in the preseason, but it wasn't an outrageously bad play, and Stingley is a dog, and so I think that's not a huge deal. Jones ended up playing until the half, but he did bounce back a good bit. Granted, it was when the Texans had their backups in, but he did look pretty decent, and he had one really nice deep ball over to Darius Slayton that went for 44 yards. It led to a touchdown. Jones ended up finishing 11 of 18 for 138 yards and
if he hadn't had them 2 interceptions, it would have been 13 to 18. Come on now, like, I understand these are backups, but still, it's nice to get the reps.
He did also have a 12-yard rush, which you like to see coming off of that injury. If you watch the Giants Week 1 preseason game without Jones playing, Malik Neighbors didn't even have a catch, but we did get to see some of his talent finally on display. He caught 4 passes for 54 yards, all coming from Daniel Jones. It was honestly pretty hard to watch Daniel Jones in his first game back. I think this was a really, really big game for him, kind of coming off of that injury, and he just looked terrible. I mean,
First quarter, he looked terrible. Stop saying the BS. Stop. First quarter, I'm telling you guys, like, I'm gonna fucking punch the dude. I'm gonna sock him right in his fucking face, bro.
Some of the decisions
first
he made,
quarter, man.
Pick on that first play, throws another like terrible pick. It's just those were decision-making plays. It wasn't even like an actual mechanical issue. He was making plays that you don't want to see from your starting quarterback or any starting quarterback or even backup quarterback in the NFL. And those are a lot of things that he is going to have to fix up very, very fast because the season is fast approaching. And I don't know how many more reps he's really going to get. There is one more preseason game for him to try to get his feet wet and get back out there. As for his injury, I do wonder if that was a huge mental hurdle for him coming into this game. Obviously, he hasn't played, full game speed really.
You think it's going to be princess and cake? It's going to be a walk in the park after coming out? No!
Since tearing his ACL, and I don't know if that's something that may be stuck in the back of his head.
Guys, I broke my arm in my life before, right? When it healed up, I was literally hesitant to do certain things because I didn't want to mess up my arm again. I couldn't even pick up my pillow with my left hand. I had to do it with my right. That's how scared I was.
And he's overthinking things, and I think that is entirely possible. At the end of the day, I don't think Daniel Jones is that great of a quarterback. I don't think he's going to...
You a hater, bro. You a hater, bro. He's not that great of a quarterback, but won a playoff game with practice squad players, but not a great quarterback could do that. Okay, I guess so. You want to see Zach Wilson do that shit? You want to see him do that?
Going to be on the roster next year, but he's better than what we saw in his return and in this second preseason game. He's at least a better quarterback than that. I can guarantee you that.
Okay. At least you give me some credit. At least. I hope so,
The Giants couldn't get a quarterback at the draft, but I think Malik Neighbors is just a fantastic pick. I think he's going to be a great NFL wide receiver, and I think if Daniel Jones ends up playing well this year, I think some of it is going to be just because of Malik Neighbors.
No, it is.
He's that good.
I'm not going to lie.
It is. See a Jamar Chase level rookie season from him, and that is exactly what Daniel Jones needs, is a really good receiver and a good safety blanket like Malik Neighbors. Just last year, Daniel Jones got a 4-year, $160 million contract. No, it's not top of the line money, but it's a lot, and they are really stuck with him now, at least for this season. Obviously, the first year on the deal was a mess for him because he only played in 6 games.
The line was historically bad.
He tore his ACL. It wasn't ideal.
I'm gonna tell you right now, his line was the reason he got injured. Seriously, if you watch the tape, this dude was literally getting hit all the damn time and sacked. When you get hit and sacked all the damn time, of course you're going to get injured. And of course you're going to be playing bad if you only got like 1 second to throw. This is stupid, dude. Like, bro, this is just worse than freaking... Man,
then the Giants were clearly interested in drafting a quarterback to replace them. Getting them on off-season Hard Knocks really was able to paint that picture pretty well. It seemed like they really wanted to trade with the Patriots for 3 and then grab either Jaden Daniels or Drake May, whoever was there. It didn't work out, and they had to settle for a very, very good receiver, Malik Neighbors. He's at least going to help Jones a lot in the passing game, which is very much needed. Overall, I think the Giants just had a rough offseason. They had to watch both Saquon Barkley and Xavier McKinney leave in free agency. McKinney,
those dudes hurt. Yes.
Went to the Packers. Saquon to the...
Those dudes hurt. I'm not going to lie. Yes. Saquon is a freaking dog, bro. Yes, I know. But, dude, you going to act like and say we had a rough offseason? Do you know we just revamped the line? Do you know we just added one of the best safeties out of college in this year's draft? Do you realize that we still have an elite corner in, like... And we still got our linebacker. And we just got Brian Burns. How do we not like... Okay, this is like... But our offseason is bad, huh?
Rival Eagles, which is always going to hurt. But they did end up trading for Brian Burns, and then they tried to fix the offense.
Give me my credit!
They best they could. They got 3 dudes that can all start. John Runyon, Jermaine Illuminor, and Greg Van Rotten. The Giants are definitely just trying to do the best they can with, you know, what they have. The contract for Jones, though, is really interesting, and it's going to be a big decision and talking point after this season. Last year, he took up under 7% of the Giants cap. Now, this season, he's taking up almost 19% of the team cap with a $47.8 million cap hit. Good for the 4th best player in the league. Daniel Jones with the 4th highest cap hit is crazy. The only good news for the Giants is that there is an out after this season that would lead to a $22.2 million dead cap. Otherwise, he'll be a $41.6 million cap hit in 2025, and then just a completely outrageous $58.6 million in 2026.
You gotta ball out,
man.
Man.
Over 20% of the team cap. That's insane. And the Giants are surely better off moving on and just grabbing a different guy. As a player, I can say I've definitely been tormented by Daniel Jones for whatever reason. He'll play bad against everybody, and then when it comes to playing Washington, he just owns them. He's won so...
Have you picked up a football in your life? Ask me that. Answer me that. Have you picked up a football in your life? Because a baseball and a basketball does not count. We talking about pigskin. We talking about football. Have you ever picked that up in your damn life? Have you ever got hit by another football player? No. No. So how can you talk about on the outside about football if you never probably even played it in your life?
So many games against Washington. He always looks like this MVP caliber quarterback against us, but his career just hasn't been that impressive. I've never really seen him for the course of a year and been like, wow, that is a good NFL quarterback. And I
want to know who this dude's team is, seriously, man, because this dude is pissing me off, bro.
I liked him coming out of college. You know, that was the year Washington took Dwayne Haskins, and I preferred him. I wanted them to go with Daniel Jones if he got...
He was a project player. How many times do I gotta tell you, Nimwin? Nimwin? He's a project player. That's what, you know, I'm done. I'm gonna shut my mouth. Because this dude think he got more football knowledge than me. All right, fine. Since you know more football knowledge, let y'all talk with your...
down there. But it's been a lackluster career, and I think at this point, he really has to prove himself this year. I think either way, he's getting cut loose just with how bad his contract is. It is a brutal contract that even when he signed it, you looked at it and you saw 4 years, $160 million. But you look more into it and you go, that is probably just a 2-year deal. It seems like a deal that's going to be a good amount of money up front. He'll make a ton, but he's not going to be on that in year 3 because it is so bad for the Giants side of it. Obviously, it didn't work out for the Giants to be able to draft a quarterback, but I could definitely see that just being the case next year. One of those guys like a Shedeur Sanders or Quinn Ewers. For now, if Jones does go down at all, it's going to be Drew Lock playing. He just got a 1-year, $5 million deal. It was definitely really messy for the Giants last year after Jones got hurt. So now they do actually have a solid backup in place who's actually started games, mostly with the Broncos and then 2 2 last year for the Seahawks. Then there's also Tommy DeVito there still too. He obviously was a big name last year, was a ton of fun to watch, but he's the third string for a reason. When you look at the Giants, the real hurt is just, I think, not having Saquon Barkley anymore. They did sign Devin Singletary, they drafted Tyrone Tracy, but obviously there aren't many other guys on the same playing field as Saquon. The wide receiver core is trash past neighbors. Wan'Dale Robinson and Darius Slayton are the other top guys, and maybe Jalen Hyatt's a guy we can finally see a little bit more from this season. Then at offensive line, Andrew Thomas and John Michael Schmitz are both back, and then they have those 3 new guys. I know Daniel Jones definitely just hasn't been that good, but he also doesn't have great pieces around him. That one season of magic when the Giants
all you
won a
gotta say
playoff
was
game
that
isn't happening again, and I still can't believe that happened in general. Now you have to wonder a bit about the job security for Dable, but Daniel Jones was never his guy. I mean, that should be completely unrelated, but you never know. When you look at the Giants roster, I just don't think it's going to be a very good year. I think they're probably 4th when it comes to the NFC East. I think they're actually pretty close with Washington when it comes to talent, but it's just not that good of a team, and the offense is really, really concerning. We talk so much about Daniel Jones and how he has to prove it this year, but other than Malik Neighbors, who else on that offense is really good? I don't feel good about
Wan'Dale Robinson. You know what? I'm done. I'm seriously done. You did not watch the CeeDee Lamb interview with Micah Parsons where he literally praised Wan'Dale Robinson. You didn't see that because you ain't got no football knowledge. You only got half a brain, okay? The half brain that you have is on the left side of your damn head. All right, the other side is just collecting dust and spider webs. You would just I'm done, bro. I'm seriously done. This dude is a fucking idiot, man.